Hey everybody, Steve again from Angelina County, giving everybody an update and some research that I've done. Excuse my appearance. This is my outside working cowboy hat, and I just want to make a side note on that. I got like an acre in my back there that I try to keep the vegetation and the weeds presentable, whatever, and well, like we have a burn ban to avoid fire hazard. My house is really close to the school, so I pay attention because I don't want fires to get out or whatever. Um, so I've learned my lesson. Those that know me are people. I tried everything I can. I tried to set fire to it, and hell, the brush was so bad. Two times I set fire to it that it was just phenomenal to watch the flames and see how much damage that this underbrush can do and how quickly it can spread. And I learned my lesson, but I will still say the wind kicked up a little bit. I had it under control, but the wind kicked up a little bit. Okay. Anyway, that's my fault. But anyway, so a side note here, based on that, is that I have, I have advertised. I have, my old hat on this side just all jacked up. Been building fence out there too. So anyway, I called and I advertised and whatnot. All these landscaping people, all this whatever. I even had some people come out and look at it. Put that over. I even had people come out and look at it, and they were like, "Well, no, we can't touch that." It's like, well. So it just told me I needed to do some work, whatever. So here's what I did. I used Texas ingenuity, and you know what? Since nobody wanted to go to work clearing brush, I got me a bunch of goats. Excellent choice. Excellent choice. If you know goats they'll eat. Well, everybody says everything, but anyway, they love to eat the leaves off the trees as far as they can reach up or whatever. Now that allows me to go in and cut, and every time I cut something on there, I just throw it over the goats and it's gone by morning. So anyway, but the real reason for this video is that video is that the hits just keep on coming out of Angelina County. As I stated before, they're going to have a lot of answering to do in court. Not the 159th, not the 217th. This is going to the feds, and Angelina County has gotten to the point where they recognize bullshit, and they're calling bullshit because it appears that our 159th and 217th are protecting our government by delaying trials, keeping people in jail for longer or whatever. And you guys have all heard the story or whatever. But here's what I was looking at some research or whatever. And if you want to go Google Angelina County and corruption, you'll find a lot of articles there. Some done by Mr. Delfino, some done by me, some done by other people. But kind of gives you, and then there's even cases that they actually have quoted that have gone up to not only to the district courts, but also to the appellate courts, and you can kind of get a reading on that. However, in the past, and I've been here for 7 years. Oh no, 9 years now. And I was told when I first got here, I started asking questions. What I would go to commissioners meetings, and I'm like, I can hear you talking, but I don't register till like coming in. Maybe I'm a dumbass, maybe I'm not. However, the fact is that I noticed that right off the bat. And I wasn't the only one. There was a lot of people who had questions, and we formed groups. We formed a group of people to start asking questions. They get freedom of information requests, and information was being flowing out from all these individuals asking these questions. And like I'm a proponent of social media. Okay, you can actually put cases, and you can actually record videos. You can actually catch them when they're a liar or whatever. But my problem is Mr. Del Sofino was really big um, on making videos here in Angelina County, exposing a lot of the corruption, a lot of the questions. Um, and he had details in the whole. He still does. Um, However, Mr. Del Sofino has actually kind of backed off a little bit, and I wonder why. Because he was getting the dirt on a lot of people. I mean, he was producing information um, that couldn't be denied. It was in their writing or whatever, or in their documents or whatever. Now, Mr. Del Sofino is a news organization, so he has a little clout on getting freedom of information requests. So, in other words, whenever he requests something and you deny him, you can bet your ass he's going to the next level. And they don't want that to get out because any denial of freedom of information request by a county is a big deal. Found that out because we had a violation or so-called violation between a sitting judge, a county judge, and other people who ratted him out, and he got convicted for violating the Freedom of Information Act, and it was just deployed to get him out of office so they could take over. So anyway, Mr. Del Sofino was kind of backed off or whatever, and I understand because Mr. Del Sofino doesn't work for free. However, we have collectively got together and I'm not going to say who, whatever. I'm not going to drop any names or whatever. Anyway, but a group of, well, what about this? And every day it's like, well, what about this? What about this? So we're piecing together. We're piecing together. We're starting to piece together all the pieces of the puzzle. And the more information we get, the more one more piece we get to the puzzle. So I can understand Mr. Del Sofino backing off of it a little bit. However, the fact is he did make a comment. He did appear before Angelina County. He had done. He exposed everything, all the issues that he was hired to investigate, and gave us a lot of information that we normally wouldn't have had. In one of his videos, I remember it was one of his videos he did for the roads, and he was getting to the point to where I assume, I don't know, I can't speak for Wayne, but he was like, I'm doing all I can here. And he asked a question, well, what about it, Angelina County? Asking the people, well, what are you going to do? We've got the documentation. We got all this. Well, what are you going to do? And he put that information out there. And what are we going to do? Well, like we always do. We sit on the back porch, bitch and scream and holler. Hell, half of us don't even vote, but we still believe that, we have a right to bitch. And I'm a firm believer. Let me say this out right now. If you didn't vote, whenever somebody comes up to me and he starts bitching and complaining or whatever, I don't feel I have my own opinion or whatever. But in order to take credence in what they're actually saying or whatever, my first question: did you vote? Well, no, I didn't go vote. My vote doesn't matter. They don't count my vote any or whatever. Okay, dude. Let me ask you a question. What if everybody took that attitude? Nobody voted. Nobody stood up for what they believed. They didn't actually go into the polls and reflect their feelings. And what if the whole county did that? What if the United States, we got an election coming up? What if the United States said, my vote don't count? I ain't going down there and wasting my time or whatever. Let me ask you a question. Let me tell you something real quick. You keep doing this and our voter numbers and the polls keep going down because we got less of 50% in the United States that actually vote. But go to these social media sites and you got everybody and their brother bitching about it. Ask them one question. Did you vote? Did you make your voice heard? Did you participate in government? Did you ask questions? Did you exercise your right as a citizen to get these answers? If your answer is no, I don't do none of that. I rely on somebody else to do it. And shut up. Okay? If you're relying on other individuals to fight your battles for you, don't bitch about the outcome. And if you remain silent and you don't want to participate in your government or whatever, then you know what? Don't be surprised with what you get. Because decisions are made by those who show up, period. If you don't show up, then your opinion is not even in the deciding factor. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox here. Anyway, we have another group that I met with, and they've done some great work. We are the Watchdogs. Now they have actually presented. They have actually stood up and said, you know what, this is illegal. The recent bidding fact that they got in, they caught them bidding, favoring a person who actually was a reference to one of the commissioners. It was awesome. It was freaking awesome, and the way they conducted the whole bidding process and the whole 9 yards, and it was all kept hush hush to make sure that whoever they decided they actually get the bid. And in the words to Keith Wright, well, we realized our mistake, and we fixed it. No problem. Hey, you broke the damn law. Okay, we caught you this time. The watchdogs caught him this time. That blows my mind how much other this crap's going on that we don't know about. The watchdogs they were very big proponents on the roads. They actually took Mr. Del Sofino out on tours of these roads and actually did this, put it on tape. They went and appeared in front of the commissioner's court. And when this item that I was talking about, the bidding process, the whole 9 yards, when all this came out, it was like Katie barred the door. Then we had Keith Wright berating one of the commissioners, saying, well, did you leak information? It's not leaked information. If it's public information, people are not releasing. They're not illegally, or they're leaking. They're not. They're being transparent with the individuals. He got berated. And did you leak this? Okay, dumbass. It's not a leak. Public information. Something we have. Public information. Transparency. Something. I don't know where these guys went to school. I don't know what college you went to, but please look up the word transparency and see how it applies to you. Because then Keith Wright said, you know what, if you knew what I knew about the roads and the jails, you would be concerned. Well, what the hell do you know? If we're supposed to be concerned, won't you tell us what it is we're going to be concerned about so us citizens go in there and fix it? Common sense, but that kind of way. Anyway, and then after this disclosure, we had a county attorney, a former county attorney, Mr. Flournoy. He made a very good case about. He actually had a meeting, and I think it was, I don't know how many people there, but much. I put it this way: there was more people at his presentation than there is the Kamala Harris rally or Tim Walz rally. I was surprised how many people showed up. We had people there. We had the watchdogs there. We had information you could pick up. You could do all these things or whatever. And it was a really good presentation. He broke it down like a shotgun. And no one could leave out of that auditorium at the Civic Center. No one could leave out of it without questions and concerns. Now, he was a proponent of. They fired the road commissioner. The engineer. I don't know about you, but you know what? We voted for an engineer. You're supposed to keep looking for an engineer. You're supposed to give an update on. You can give us an update on where we stand on hiring this engineer. Not just, well, we publicize it. Nobody answered the ad. Bullshit. Even if nobody answers it, you still are responsible for running that ad. Maybe you could use some marketing help and just actually look for these road engineers. But here's the kicker here. There's many times that the roads come up, and these issues of the roads come up. And Keith Wright, well, I'm an engineer. But if you're an engineer, why in the hell ain't you? Because you can damn sure make a whole hell of a lot more working engineer than you can for county judge. And just because you're an engineer doesn't make you proficient in our roads. We need somebody who actually has gone for the roads and actually gone to school and understands the plat, understands the soil, understands our makeup of our soil, what our watershed is, and can not only fix our roads, but it can also prepare for the future for continuing maintenance and also correcting the mistakes we made in the past. It has been admitted in the commissioners meeting. It's going to take us 20 years to fix the damages done. 20 years. Now, that's a slap in my face because I'm like, we got 20 years of these roads deteriorating. We need some help. We need an engineer. And the good people left went to the polls, they went to the ballot, and they voted. Yes, we want overwhelmingly. We want a road engineer to come in here and tell us how tax money is being spent, and we want to take that requirement away from the county commissioners because they haven't done their job so far. So we said, well, hell, I can't do it, but we're gonna find somebody that can. Which, I know everybody. I know what he's saying. If you ain't doing your job, we're gonna find somebody that can. However, the fact is that the individual that they hired for road engineer, he started questioning the numbers right off the bat. He started questioning the receipts, the purchase orders for streets, doing an engineer's job. It just doesn't add up. The numbers, the math doesn't make sense. And the reason why he did this, because the fact is, he's had to start from square one. And he had to look at everything, expenses, the amount of money spent or whatever. But he also had to come up with, like I said, let's fix the ones we got. Let's put in a plan for maintaining. And let's see how we can make these roads better in the future. I think I've said that already. Well, I'll be damned. He started saying that. I'll be damned. Oh, we found you signed a timesheet on an individual that he didn't even work that day. Well, what transpired, okay? If you're a county employee, let's say, for example, you're a county employee and we've had water leaks or whatever, okay? Now, these just don't happen during working hours. So these individuals, okay, because the county cuts back on overtime, what these individuals are doing to get the work done, say, hey, can you come in? Can you stay later? Can you do this, whatever? And I'll hook you up on the back end and I'll get your hours back or whatever. That's exactly what happened. Somebody volunteered to get up and go down there and fix a problem after hours. And the supervisor said, you know what? Hey, take the day off, man. You did a damn good job. And we paid you. You worked 8 hours overtime. Guess what? We're gonna give you that because we can't pay you the overtime because the county won't let us. So I'm gonna hook you up for doing me a favor because you know what? You came in when nobody else would, and you fixed the problem for the good of the county. I don't know where. Okay, and you guys know employment. If you can't reward somebody with their pay, if you can't reward them with overtime, if you can't reward them because the county won't allow you to, but you realize and you take the responsibility that you need to fix that problem anyway because there's people out there that are without water or electricity or whatever, you got people willing to stand up and say, I'll come in. And it's only right to expect that they do right by you. But this individual had requested Thursday off for a month. It's for a family get together. He had requested the time off, and the individual who was running the department said, yeah, you know what? You're going to take the day off, but you know what? Go ahead. Take your day off because that's going to make up for some overtime, whatever. Gave him the day off, and they paid him for it. And Mr. Walker signed and said, okay, fine. Keep in mind, he's new to the position. He's not worried. He's not worried. He doesn't understand the ins and outs of what the county, these people who work for the county have to go through. Because the fact is that I don't know. I mean, if they called you in the middle of the night and said, we need you to come in because we need you to fix. Oh, okay, I'm getting overtime. No, hell no. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna get mine. But these people were doing their job to expedite a problem. And then they fired the person who signed off, which was Mr. Walker, who was brand new to the position. So Mr. Florner got involved. He's filed a lawsuit, whistleblower. He filed a whistleblower complaint. So did Mr. Walker. If you know, this actually has settled out of court. County said, "Oh yeah, we screwed up, so we're gonna pay you. So we're gonna pay you X amount of dollars to make this lawsuit go away." And all of a sudden, Mr. Flournoy drops his lawsuit. Keith Walker gets his settlement. But Mr. Flournoy doesn't even talk about this issue anymore. That brings a red flag up in my mind. Because now the watchdogs who were actually doing well and doing good for the community, they haven't showed up. They haven't even, ever since they caused all the brouhaha and the commissioners, they didn't show their ass. They were up there just presenting the facts. They didn't have no answers. Then it's called a whole damn rigmarole. It's pretty funny to watch, man. Because I'm like, you know what? It's an argument in front of everybody, which should be. Because your commissioners, they represent you, and they should be your voice when they go in there. Not, hi, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah. No. That's what we've gotten with our county commissioners, because, in the words, if one of our commissioners says, "Well, I'm not airing our dirty laundry, I'm being transparent." But however, that's considered leaking and airing the dirty laundry of the commissioner's court. Well, guess what? I wish a whole lot of other people, okay, would leak information, if that's what they want to call it. Because this information is available to the public. And just because our county attorney, our commissioners, and our DA does not want to release it, they run and cry to the attorney general to buy time. Hopefully it just goes away. Just you're like, because the attorney general, he waits up 45 days before he reaches his opinion. And his opinion it doesn't hold up in the court of law. It can be referenced, but it doesn't hold up in the court of law. Not the attorney general's opinion, because he's made his statement on how he's looking at the interpreting the law, the laws that were presented to him by a county attorney or a DA or the commissioners, based on the information that they provide to him. Nowhere do you actually get to rebut it or whatever. You can actually appeal it. And good luck doing that, because good luck. Try that. See how that works out for you. So now we've gotten advocates or advocate organization advocates who's actually spoken out and actually take action against these individuals to not only to win an argument, but no, they're standing on their principles and say, okay, if you're going to continue to make these kind of decisions, guess what? We're not taking it anymore. We're going to call you. We're going to question on it or whatever. So now these individual groups have become silent. And I can't blame them for the fact is, you know what? It's kind of like Mr. Wayne Delfino said. It's like, you know what? Come on, guys. All the information's there. It's right there for you to read. You can look it up. And I think the frustration is, it's like, you know what? People are like, these organizations are like, come on, man. And pretty soon they have to make a determination, because they got expenses, they've got whatever. And it's like, you know what? It's just not worth it, because we're preaching to the choir. And there are more people who go along with the corruption and the way things are run than those who are actually wanting to make a change and actually do the right thing and follow the law and make sure that our commissioners are following the law. Go look at, and you go to Angelina County website, go to the Commissioner's Court. They have an agenda and they have the minutes. Okay, go watch one. Just go watch one. The things that they say, and they try to get it over on you. It's like, damn. I'm not a redheaded stepchild. You know, I was born at night, but not last night. So you're trying to push it. They question your intelligence. You expect me to believe that, man? You expect me to take your answer? They want us to trust them. Why do we not trust you? Because you don't do what you say do, and you hold information. And guess what? We find out at the latest minute after it's too late, and you uncovered everything up, covered your ass, and still didn't benefit the public. Got your way. Now, in the past, I have alluded to the fact is that who's pulling the strings really? Okay, who puts these people in place? Who finances their campaign? Who is the ones who have the clout to go out and people say, no, you vote for him, or guess what? You need to vote for him. That's implied. It's like, okay, what if I don't vote for him? Well, next thing you know, shit starts happening to you. Sheriff start pulling you over. You've been ostracized from the community. They're talking about you at the church meeting and the prayer meetings, and they'll talk about it. They'll say something about your name as a vol, and by the time they get it out of their mouth, people already know about it and love you. My question is, if you guys can talk amongst yourselves, and it don't stop nothing, does it? You need to go to the source. Stand up on principle and say, look, explain this to me like I'm a 3-year-old. But for some reason, the Angelina County is the citizens have been snake bit. They've been snake bit because of the past. Because you know what? If I do this, they're going to do this to me as retaliation. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a corrupt government. That right there is borderline. And then we're talking a gray area here, but it's borderline being a tyrant. But as stated, I alluded to this before. Do you want to know who's making those decisions? Do you want to know who's determining the outcome of these decisions in the commissioners meeting? Google the top 20 richest people in Angelina County. Okay? Look at that. Follow the money. Everybody says that. Nobody, somebody says whatever. No, actually follow the money. Look and see how the commissioners vote. In what interest does it serve? Well, we know by the roads it's not the county. We know that a select few of individuals get their roads done, or their roads done regularly. And then compare that list to the people who are the most prominent. I dare you. I open dog dare you to do that. Because that's going to be that's when you're going to have that common Jesus moment. Like, oh, shit. It's only confirm what you know. But Angelina County residents, we're not stupid. We know what's going on. But the fact is that for so many years, it's like, when you say something, you raise your hand, whatever, boom, you get the full retaliation of the county, the sheriff's department, all of that. You start being harassed. People start looking at you funny, start whispering or whatever, gaslighting the hell out of you. And you know what? People who are born and raised here or have moved here, whatever, like, oh, I won't get on their bad side, whatever. Well, I'm getting ready to be 62 years old. I'm a freaking Marine. I've fought 2 damn theaters of war, and guess what? I don't give a shit. When it's wrong, it's wrong. If you spend your time trying to cover up shit, then the business of the people is not getting done, and it's not getting done here. Simple as that. So I challenge each and every one. Share your opinion. It's not hate speech. It's not. You have a right to voice your opinion. You have the right to ask questions without repercussions. You have the right. It's called liberty. Liberty, and you look up the definition of liberty, is the right for me to live and breathe. Justice. Demand justice from our court system. Demand justice from our damn sheriff's department. And liberty. For us to live and actually have our government working for us instead of against us. And then hiring a bunch of dogs to actually reinforce their retaliation efforts. See what happens. There have been a lot of people that have come forward in Del Safino's videos. And I speak of Wayne Del Safino because he's the one who actually gets on topic. He's the one who shows the information, and he actually explains it to you he explains it to you to where it's like, oh, damn, it says it right there. It says it right there. I can't argue with that. And then Wayne asks one simple. He only asks one simple. Where are you, Angelina County? Where are you? So this tells me that the individuals who have spoken up or who have actually asked questions, who dare to show up in a commissioner's meeting and have interviews with these people or whatever, have they been threatened with some kind of retaliation? Have they been silenced? Have they, is there something that the county has over them that they'll drop at the land to question their integrity or whatever? Because everybody we know who's actually raised these points and actually raised these issues and have actually come forward and shown these issues to the public, every one of them now is silent. And it went from the roads to now we're finding out they're cooking the books on auctions or foreclosures of property, which allowed Steve Smith to actually walk in on a foreclosed property because he got the advance notice of what was going into auction. I'm dying. If you want to know who it was, ask. If you want to know who that individual was Mr. Walker, because Mr. Walker, because of the fact he got incarcerated for retaliation for going to the diabolical police, asking what the hell went on. So they arrested him because he said he was going to file suit against him. They arrested him for retaliation, shutting him up, right? And they put him in jail. And guess what? They put him in jail long enough, okay, for that property to be sold right out from underneath him. Steve Smith's family's living in it now. Can't make this shit up, guys. And if you look, I think one of the reasons why people do not want to research and go with their gut feeling is because the fact is they're scared they're going to be right. They're scared they're going to be right, and then they're realizing, even if I'm right, there's nothing I can do about it. Because when I say something, ain't nobody gonna stand behind me. Ain't nobody gonna speak out on their issues. Land closing. There was a young lady who was working for the DA. I don't know her name. I wouldn't drop her name anyway, but she impressed the hell out of me because she went on and she told exactly what it was like to work in Janet Castle's office. She told the truth. She said every day she left that office, she was crying because of some rampage that the district attorney, the assistant district attorney, or whatever, was going off on them. She said, working at the county makes your life miserable. If you go against the grain and do not do as they say, your life is going to be miserable. That's going to be, and that, I'm not for you do what they say, but I mean, keep your mouth shut. Don't say nothing. When things start going bad, we'll start yelling, screaming, hollering. That's the kind of environment you want to work in. I don't blame her. I don't blame her a bit. And I don't blame her for actually putting it and making a video of Mr. Del Safino. That took guts. Because it says to me, here I am. You don't scare me no more. I'm going to find a better job. And everything I say is true. Decisions are made by those who show up. Decisions are made by those individuals who stand up and be accountable. And be counted. Don't get them. Don't let them just run through an engine. Well, number 9. This number 9 said, they're going to spot first. You want second? Okay. I wonder if some bitches are. I wonder if they're awake. Only way you can tell them awake. There's only one commissioner that's actually stood up. Our commissioner who supposedly leaked the information. Ain't her hiding her from him. And it's not because it's their fault. It's because that they're going out on a limb, doing what they're supposed to do in their job position, but they get no support from the family, from the citizens. That's a damn shame. Okay, join me next video. I am going over our court system and actually how many, there's been movement in the court cases that are actually being in the 5th District, the federal court. I have updates on those, but I'm still trying to put it in a presentable form. And also the fact is that we're going to look in and we're going to start diving into the situation at the commissioner's court and what is being said and what's not being said. Case in point, I think I put it out in my video, but anyway, this says the world to me. Well, if you, quote, Keith right. Well, if you know what I knew about the jails and about our roads and our jails, you would be concerned. Okay, I'm concerned. Now I'm really concerned because you won't tell me what the hell it is. So maybe somebody can do some research and have the same questions. And maybe we could band together and say, you know what, not retaliation. You don't have to like that person. You don't have to like them or whatever, but you have to respect them for standing up for what they believe in. And that's something that we're lacking in Angelina County. I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to like me. And I may not particularly care for you, but I respect your decision to say and speak up, because that tells me you're making a stand for something. Even if I believe it's wrong, you got to respect that when somebody stands up and says, no, this is wrong. Here's the way I see it. You got to respect that. We need to get respect for ourselves, and we need to get respect back to our community. And we need as citizens, we need to take our county back and put it in the hands where it belongs. The people who go down and vote for something and make sure that it happens. It's legally binding. We voted for it. Tell me why it's not happening. I want an update every month on every publication that you sent out. How many did you interview? How many people actually applied? What's the holdup? What can we do better? What can we do as a community to help you along to get what we actually voted for and we approved? What does it take what does it take to do your job? I don't know. I get frustrated because Angelina County and here I want to get frustrated. I go to HEB. I go to Berkshire Brothers. I go to these places wherever. Used to when I got here, it was like, you know what? I'm home. I'm home from Afghanistan. And you know what? I'm glad to be home. And I am going to participate. I'm going to speak to people. I'm going to actually care what people think. I'm going to listen to their opinion, whether I like it or not. I'm going to actually listen. And if they're right, admit that they're right. And say, you know what? You're right. What can I do to help? I used to be that guy. Angelina County has gotten me to the point where, you know what, I have seen bad things in my life. And I'm telling you this right now. When I look at a commissioner's meeting and the way they're conducting and the way these individuals conduct themselves in front of the people, I hate to say this, but it reminds me a lot of how they govern in Afghanistan and in Iraq. Any dissension in a Muslim country, guess what? You're gone. You don't see you no more. This is my question. The people who are making a difference, where'd they go? Really, where'd they go? I don't think it's their fault at all. I think that they were threatened with some kind of retaliation. Just my opinion. You guys be good. I'll get me. Okay. I'm gonna retire this cowboy hat. I've been out there carrying my brush, but I got a newfound friend. I got three friends now. I got Miranda. I got Sally Sue, and I got Hank. Guess what? They do more in a day than a landscaper can do all week. Sometimes you just got to go back to the basics, guys. You guys be good. Be careful. Look out for the next video. I'm out.